Have you ever wondered what the progression of an endgame Maplestory player who's been playing the game for years on end looks like? Well, in this series, we track our progression, and we've shown our progression from the start of our liberation to where we are currently. This has been a multiple year project, and I believe we are on episode 6 of Road to Rank 1 Bowmaster. This is a series where we track all of our progression, we talk about our future goals, and in today's video, we have made a ton of gains from the last one. And let me just start by saying I'm so happy that we decided to start making these episodes for both of our characters, because it has been such a fun experience tracking where we started and where we currently are today. The last episode was 7 whole months ago. It really feels like it was yesterday, and we were clearing Limbo. 7 months ago was a Limbo boss release, and I was fortunate enough to find myself a party and was actually able to get the clear and get those rewards for first clearing hard Limbo. And in today's episode, we have hard baldrix release. Now, I don't know if I can say the same for this boss just yet, but currently I do not have a party. But let's just wait and see, and maybe later towards the event we can end up getting that clear, and in the next Road to Rank 1 Bowmaster episode we will have those rewards. Let's just talk about where we were in the last episode. Last episode, I believe we were sitting at 479 mil CP, and we had just finished our Callos Eternals. In this episode, we actually managed to finish our Cowling Eternals, and we are now done with our shoulder. We have finally 22'd it, and we're done with our Callos and Cowling Eternals. Now, I can't say the same thing with our hard Limbo Eternals. In the last episode, I said this. We also did get our first Limbo Eternal. Unfortunately, that one boomed again. The streak is not looking good. It's looking like we might be facing the same road that we faced with the Callos Eternals. Let's hope that doesn't happen. And in this episode, I'm saying the same thing. We have now managed to go almost 40 clears of hard Limbo, and I'm sitting on one single 21 star only Limbo Eternal that has seen 21 stars as well. It's an unfortunate spot to be in, but hopefully in the future we can get these Limbo Eternals done. I'm actually getting one this Saturday, so we're gonna see, can the tide start turning and can we start going back to back on Limbo Eternals. Limbo Eternals are such a big damage gain. They give so much CP, and if you guys are wondering what you should be settling on Limbo Eternals, I highly recommend, if you're trying to do a new boss, that you settle on 21 Limbo Eternals. The reason for that is because the damage gain is just so big. If you've seen other people equip their 21 Eternals at 2 set, 3 set, the CP gain is enormous. It is one of the biggest CP gains that I've ever seen with any piece of equipment. I actually think it's a bigger CP gain than some pitch boss items. It is massive. Moving past the Limbo Eternals though, there was just a Hexa Sunny Sunday event. Hexa Sat 3 was just released, and we ended up lucking out and getting a Hexa Stat 9 on Hexa Stat 3, which is super lucky. Honestly, a really good gain. Going from Hexa Stat 8 to Hexa Stat 9 is actually a pretty decent damage gain. It's small, but you take what you can get at the end game. But one of our more notable items that we did hit on, the total control. Now, the total control is actually sitting at 22. I was originally going to settle on 21, but this is where Jake had gotten his Zerk as well the same day. Jake had settled at 21, tapped his Zerk to 22. It unfortunately boomed. So I said, if you're going to tap your Zerk at 21, I'm going to tap the TC. Fortunately for me, unfortunately for Jake, my TC did go to 22 stars. And then we did end up double priming it on Cube Sale. TC is such a big gain. It is the second best pitch boss item other than ET. The damage gain from a black heart to a TC is so significant. And if you're going from a fairy heart to a TC, it is the biggest gain in the game by far. But this episode does not stop here, because we have made even more gains. We got quite a few of 23-star items. Kind of randomly, I'm not gonna lie. I just decided to tap a few items at random, and they managed at 23. First things first, I got a backup slime ring to 23 stars. Now, I already have a slime ring that is sitting at 23 stars, but the good thing about this is that in the future, these 23-star items are actually going to be transferred to a 25-star item. So I'm gonna have the opportunity to tap a 25-star slime ring and potentially get a 26-star slime ring, which would be absolutely incredible. We did get a daybreak to 23 stars. Now, again, I didn't even want a daybreak at 23 stars. I was just tapping to tap for fun before a shining star force. I had one daybreak sitting in my inventory, and I was like, why not just send it before? And fortunately for me, this daybreak did go to 23 stars. Now, moving on from the daybreak, we hit yet another 23-star item. This one was a little bit brute force. I did get a 23-star Meister ring. I think we went through around I emptied out my entire bank of all my resources. I think we went through like 120 Meister rings, if not more. And we're currently wearing it right now. It's a slight damage gain, getting around 800k CP. The good thing about this Meister ring is, once again, it's going to be turned into a 25-star item, and then I'm just going to transfer it and then put it on my superior ring. I believe that is more damage gain than just having a 25-star Meister ring. And honestly, if you're at the end game, I highly recommend going for a 23-star Meister ring. The reason for that is because these Meister rings are super cheap. They're super accessible to get if you've been playing the game for a very long time. You probably have these resources scattered around a bunch of characters, and you can just make 100, 200 Meister rings, full send them on a 510 or a shining. It's a pretty cheap damage gain when you look at what you have to gain throughout your entire account. Meister rings are one of the most accessible spares to get in the game. That is gonna wrap it up for the 23-star items that I got. Now, moving on, we made a bit more gains. We actually got a 40 boss fam. Oh my lord, this is the only boss fam that Jake and I have throughout our entire account. Jake and I combined have probably over 300 million mobs killed, and we have a single 40 boss familiar between the two of us. Let's just hope that once again this MapleCon addresses familiars, because this system is so bad. It is so chalked. It is horrible. It needs to be fixed. You can go forever, literally forever, without seeing a boss fam. It is so bad, and it needs to be changed, because our server reboot, we quite literally need all of this damage. It's all RNG at the end of the day, and this RNG needs to be alleviated. But moving on from our 40 boss fams, we made more gains. We got our Legion champions done. In the last video we talked about it, but in this video we actually got the gains from the Legion champion. Honestly, it was a significant damage increase and CP increase. I think we gained around like 36 mil CP total from all the Legion champions. I have two normal Callos mules. My bowmaster does normal Callos, and then my Night Lord does the normal Callos mission, and then of course my bishop does the hard Saren mission. Now, we are currently working on more hard Saren mules for the future. We have our Ice Lightning and Arcane. But now, what are our future plans? What are we working on right now? What are we looking forward to? And what do we want to achieve in the future? Currently, I'm working on getting to level 295. We're sitting at around 25%, level 294 currently, and we are trying to take down baldrix. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm going to find a way to get this clear for baldrix. I found a way for hard Limbo, and I'm gonna find a way for hard baldrix. Now, I was practicing with my party, which was a Kana and a 0, and we ended up timing out with around 15%. Now, that is quite a bit of damage to make up for, especially if we have full Wild Hunter pot on. And honestly, Bowmaster is pretty mid right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's in the middle of the pack. It's definitely not bad, but it's not great. Jake does quite a bit more damage than me, so we're gonna slot Jake into that hard baldrix, and hopefully they can get the clear. Now, future plans, we have the 30-star update to look forward to, which we're gonna try pushing, of course, our Eternals to 23, 24 stars, pitch boss to 23, 24 stars, any spares that we can get our hands on, we're gonna push those all to 23, 24. That is a very big update and a ton of damage to gain. Next on the list, we have Cube Sale that's actually coming up in a month and a half. Super excited for Cube Sale. I love going for double primes. It's a super fun event, and hopefully we can hit double prime on our shoulder and then our Limbo Eternals that hopefully we can get by the time Cube Sale comes around. Other than that though, I think that's gonna wrap up this video. There was a ton of gains in this one, and we're gonna be ending this road to rank 1 Bowmaster series at 562 mil combat power. Quite a significant gain from the last one. Let's keep that ball rolling, and hopefully in the next episode we can have either an ET or a CFE, because those are both 2 pitch boss items that I desperately need. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.